Trump calls Wisconsin Senator Kamala Harris mentally disabled. On Saturday in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, former President Donald Trump spoke strongly against immigration and insulted Vice President Kamala Harris. Trump is running for the Republican nomination amid heated immigration debates. Taking on Harris and immigration. Trump called Harris, who had visited the U.S.-Mexico border for the first time in her 2024 presidential campaign, mentally impaired and mentally disabled. Trump's speech and the vice president's visit raised the stakes of the immigration debate as both parties prepare for November 5. Trump used posters of undocumented immigrants arrested for major crimes to emphasize his focus on the issue. He called violent offenders monsters, stone-cold killers, and vile animals to rally public opposition to immigration. U.S. indicts 3 Iranians for Trump campaign cyberattack. Allegations against Biden, Harris. Trump accused President Joe Biden and Harris of allowing dangerous people into the U.S. in his remarks. He said some migrants wanted to rape, loot, thieve, rob, and kill the people of the United States of America. This provocative language portrayed immigration as a problem under the current administration. Trump admitted his address was dark but said it was necessary. His statements followed the arrest of a Venezuelan immigrant in Wisconsin for sexually abusing a woman and harming her daughter. Highest border crossings. With 7 million illegal immigrants caught crossing the U.S.-Mexico border under Biden, immigration is a hot topic. Trump and other Republicans have criticized Harris and Biden for failing to safeguard Americans due to this rise in numbers. Harris called for measures to fix a broken immigration system during her border tour in response to Trump. She accused Trump of fanning the fires of fear and division and pledged to fight fentanyl trafficking as a top priority. Rhetoric and fact. Trump also repeated his baseless claims of a rigged 2020 election. He promised to prosecute those he blamed for his loss if re-elected and if allowed. Trump's claims reinforce immigration crime stereotypes, even though studies have shown no evidence that immigrants commit more crimes than native-born Americans. Critics say his discourse promotes damaging stereotypes and exploits tragedies for political gain. Trump often emphasizes examples of young ladies purportedly assaulted by Hispanic assailants while dismissing others. Protesters say he is using the pain of victims of violence to portray immigrants as invaders. Family support for victims. Some families who lost loved ones to violent crime or the drug crisis appreciated Trump's commitment on these problems despite criticism. Fentanyl, much of which enters the U.S. over the southern border, has devastated several parents, who spoke out in support of Trump before his statements, emphasizing the personal costs of the immigration fight. Former President Donald Trump spoke passionately about immigration in Wisconsin. If elected in November with former President Trump as president, Republican vice presidential contender J.D. Vance vowed a humane U.S. border policy. The Trump-Vance approach to the border is the way to maximize compassion, not just for our citizens, but for everybody, the 40-year-old Ohio senator told a Christian gathering outside Pittsburgh Saturday. Border policy is humanitarian, and Republicans should remind people. Democrats, including Kamala Harris, say a free border is compassionate. I doubt those 320,000 missing children would agree. Controlling our border, finding those children, and punishing the people mistreating them is compassionate, Vance said. Kamala Harris should not claim sympathy when her actions have led to 320,000 missing children in the U.S. It's a shame and uncaring, the senator said amid cheers.